Everyone seems to be looking for the proverbial fountain of youth. After successful collegiate playing and coaching careers, then becoming a top teaching pro, winning more tournaments than anyone in the South over the past 25 years, it's possible Hugh Thomson has found it.
He's just such an inspiration to see how you can grow with the game, change things, and it can be a life sport.
It just makes you want to keep doing what you're doing, and it makes you feel like, for me as a tennis pro, it makes me feel like there's life after I retire.
It's evident to me that he loves teaching, and he loves playing too. He loves both, and that's unusual. Most people either really love playing, they're not very good teachers, or they're really good teachers, but playing is not their thing. He's been able to combine both, which I think is very unique.
Thomson's love of the game started a world away in his hometown of Tincurrin, Australia, a small farming community 250 kilometers from Perth, with a population of 14, but an astonishing 8 tennis courts.
He grew up in a town with I think it was the 14th person born there. And what's crazy is there's all kinds of farms, and everybody would come in, and they had 8 anthill, basically dirt tennis courts. So everybody grew up playing tennis. It's where he learned, and even his mom, my grandmother, played all the way up until she was in her late 80s.
Thomson found the United States when a tourist in his hometown suggested he apply to Mississippi State. He was then awarded a scholarship and would go on to win 54 of his 56 Southeastern Conference matches, including 7 SEC titles.
There were a couple other Australian players, and so he had definitely played some of the tournaments, so he was starting to get well known, starting to develop his game. So Mississippi State recruited pretty heavily, and I guess somehow they found him and convinced him that was the place to go.
He also lettered in both track and cross country while in Starkville.
He is a tremendous athlete. I don't think anybody could talk about Hugh as an athlete without talking about his stamina. So Mississippi State gave him a chance, and he jumped at it and came here. And as I recall, played in their starting lineup for tennis, but also I believe he ran cross country for Mississippi State as well.
After a stellar college career, Thomson would find success as the head coach at Mississippi State. In 1969, he was named SEC Coach of the Year. In the 70s, he would also be named Sun Belt Coach of the Year twice in his 2 seasons at UAB. Soon he would take over at Auburn, and after 10 years on the Plains, he'd racked up 2 Southeastern Conference titles and a school record 192 victories.
A lot of people also forget that he was a D1 collegiate coach, and all the collegiate players that he impacted at that time.
He went on to coach the University of Alabama, Birmingham, UAB, and then went to Auburn. And neither one of those programs had particularly good tennis programs before he got there, and went on to have great success. And Auburn, they were top 5 in the country several years.
Thomson won his first USTA national title as a player in 1995. Since then, he's added 20 USTA national championships and 13 ITF senior world titles, most of them after the age of 50.
Hugh has represented the United States, international competition. I can't even tell you how many gold balls he's got. It's got to be probably 50 or 60. And he's been a Southern champion and a state champion just in really every age division that he's been a part of.
Much of Thomson's success can be attributed to his stamina as well as the style of game he plays.
His prowess on the tennis court is remarkable, but the fact of his stamina maybe is even more remarkable in terms of how many events he'll enter at a tournament. He'll enter maybe 2 different age brackets, singles and doubles, and if they offer mixed, he'll play that too. He'll, just for fun, he'll teach in the mornings and then play a couple matches in the afternoons. I mean, it is amazing for a man 71 to, first of all, still have the zest and the love of the game that he obviously does, and the love of competition and the camaraderie that the game produces, but at the same time to still have the stamina and ability in that 71-year-old body to do what he does.
Thomson came to Atlanta in 1995 and spent 12 years as the head pro at the Ansley Golf Club. Now in semi-retirement, he still teaches at TPC Sugarloaf. His unbelievable knowledge and understanding of the game, plus his ability to share it with others, make Hugh Thomson a sought-after instructor.
He has got such an amazing character. He's someone that with tennis aside, I would want to emulate. He is someone that cares about people. I've seen him be approached by people that don't have jobs, that have children, and he goes out of his way to assist those people. He's just a very caring, humble person and just has such a phenomenal character in general.
For over 5 decades, Thomson has had an impact on the game as a player, a teacher, and a coach. And now he'll be recognized alongside the best the game has to offer.
I think he's very deserving. He's been ranked #1 in the world multiple times. He's got more trophies than I could ever count. But when you play that much, you're eventually going to continue to get better, and I think he has. I'm very proud of him. I'm glad I could be a part of this, and I'm sure he'll have many more years to come.
Congratulations to Hugh Thomson, a 2016 inductee into the Georgia Tennis Hall of Fame.